Hello plant community, thanks for tuning into this channel. My name is Pam and today you guys is mid-year check-in. That's right, it's time for me to show you guys the good, the bad, and the ugly in my plant collection. I'm bringing you guys along for the ride. So you know I can be a talker, not quite sure how long this video will be, but I encourage you guys to get a beverage and your favorite snack because this one is something you don't want to miss. Okay guys, so as you can see, we are in a different location and I felt like I wanted to start this video off actually in my bedroom. You see this trellis right here? For those of you who's been in the very beginning of my plant journey, I decided to create this trellis and hang it across one of the walls in my bedroom, and it's actually above my bed. And I had a vision with this, you guys. I have right here my philodendron, what is this? The lemon lime philodendron, and on the other side I have the regular green variety. And my vision was to have both of these plants just trailing so beautifully through these hoops and just co-mingling and showing splashes of the beautiful lemon lime versus the dark green in color. Now, unbeknownst to me, my oldest plant, the original heartleaf philodendron, is a very vigorous grower. So much more so than this beautiful baby right here. So I'm not really feeling the vibe. I keep hanging in there because I feel like I'm being taught patience. Now, initially, when I first started this, you guys, I didn't have this plant here. I had the actual, what is it? The golden pothos or lemon lime pothos or whatever the case was. The leaves were much bigger. It was trailing long, but it was not growing a lick. And so this one was growing nicely. And I said, you know what? It's a philodendron. Maybe it will grow just as equally fast as its counterparts, the original green one on the other side. And it's not been the case. Now, I've created this thing here, you guys, probably at least 2 years, almost going on 3. And this is as far as she's gotten. So I'm starting to get a little impatient because my vision is not really coming into play. I kind of expected a little bit more now that it's almost going on 3 years, but I don't like giving up on stuff, you guys. So I'm still going to, I guess, leave it here. I mean, it's beautiful nonetheless. I just wish all of this was over here. You know what I mean? So that it could mingle in. Y'all see the vision? Like, so it's nothing wrong with the plant. It's just that, like I said, it's just not doing it for me, and I wanted it to feel like a jungle vibe over the bed. My husband did not think it was safe to put any shelving, considering we sleep right there. So this was my creative way of saying, okay, this is something that's a little bit not as dangerous and can still give me the vibe that I was looking for. So I don't know. Y'all let me know. Should I just wait or ixnay this whole thing and just come up with a new creative thing? Y'all just let me know. Okay, so we're in another area section of my bedroom. I just wanted to bring you guys along for this because this is a plant that I don't show you guys that often because, as y'all can see, it's in this contraption, and it took me some time actually getting this out and putting it back in, but I want to let you know what I changed with it. I have it in a self-watering pot. Now, that's not to say that this plant is thirsty. It was just something that I decided to do to make it a little bit more convenient for me to water it. I can just more or less, where is it? Pour the water in here and just keep it going. So what I do is, because this is Cebu Blue pothos, like a regular pothos, they are not all that thirsty of a plant, right? So I don't never fill the reservoir all the way up to the top. I kind of fill it, I eyeball it a little bit and fill it up to maybe like right here, and I'll allow it to drink, and I let it stay dry. Like right now, there's no water in it right now, and I won't put any water in it until this plant tells me that it's time to drink, and it usually tells me that because I'll start seeing the leaves curl. And I'm sorry about the play on the light. I'm kind of like behind here is backlit. Let me see. Yeah, that actually helped a little bit. So as you can see, it's trailing pretty good. It's kind of sparse a little bit up at the top. I'm debating, but I do believe that I'm going to probably cut it. You see this right here? I don't like when they have the wide internode spacings. Now, mind you, traditionally this would indicate a lighting issue, but that's not the case. It's just that you see the nodes, some leaves. Actually, I lost a couple of leaves, but I don't like it when it's like this kind of thing going on. So more than likely, I'm going to probably cut it back here on this vine and probably propagate it. Let's see. I may do it with this one as well. I don't like that gap. And I can, that way I'll just more than likely, usually when I do the propagations, you guys, I do single nodes. But because I plan on just putting it right in here, and I know it may take a little bit longer, but again, patience is key, right? I am going to just cut it and put this in water, let it root, and that way I can try to fill up some of the gaps that's like right here in this area. And that way it'll force it to be a little bit more bushier at top, and then it cool, you know, can come down. But I've already propagated this plant as well, and I did a small cutting. I may decide to, a small little planter that I may share that with you guys as we eventually wind up in the sunroom. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Okay guys, so I'm bringing you in one of the rarest locations of my home, is my living room. And you guys already know this is my husband's space. So because of that, I kind of try not to invade on his space. But he's gracious enough to allow me to show you guys this. And I only brought you here because this plant is getting a little bit too big. I can't bring it in the sunroom to actually show you the fullness of the plant. And I also wanted to let you guys know exactly where I'm growing it at. So behind me is actually my front door. This plant is only getting more or less the light from here, as well as my beautiful Sancy light that's behind you guys. So it's getting a lot of artificial lighting. And what I found for this beautiful Philodendron gloriosum, at least under my care, is that it's the sweet spot. So this would be what I would categorize to be like a medium indirect light situation. Now, yesterday, you guys, I actually had to cut 2 of the leaves. They were kind of already turning yellow, so I didn't want the plant to focus all its energy on that, and so I just wound up cutting it. Now, several reasons why that could have been happening. I have to also keep in mind, too, it's by my front door, you guys, so when I'm opening and closing it, you have to be mindful of drafts, but it's pushed back in a way where drafts here doesn't seem to be affecting the plant too much. So in my care, as far as the watering, is probably 2 things. Either I'm watering it too much or I'm not watering it enough. So if you're interested in how I grew this beautiful baby, I do have a video, you guys. If you're interested, I will link it for you so you can view it. It's pretty informative. But I also wanted to share with you too the change that I made. As you can see, this is a big specimen. It's growing wild, and to try to control it, I kind of put these bamboo sticks here, and I have it clamped on, and I'm trying to hold the sticks up. So every so often too, because you know they follow the light, excuse me, I will try to turn it. Isn't that beautiful? Look at the leaf. Just a comparison, you guys. Look at my face. Isn't that amazing? And to show with you, let me bring it to you close. See that? It's actually starting to grow a new leaf. So this girlie is living her best life in a good sweet spot. And I don't think I'm gonna move her from here because she may take a drastic decline if I do. So on to the next. One more thing in the living room, you guys, I wanted to share with you. And I probably will bring her into my sunroom so we can take a quick dive and I can talk a little bit more in depth about this. But you see my little terrarium that I made. It is growing like a beast. And later on, it's kind of dirty too. You see that? But you know, I can't really clean the inside. It's kind of hard to do. But Anyway, later on, I can go into depth as far as what goodies I actually have in here. But I wanted to show y'all where I have it at. This one is another plant in my living room as well. And it's getting just the light from this Sansi. I really love the Sansi light collection. But yeah, we'll talk about that a little later. I wanted to also show you this, my Fascia japonica. I'm just taking an opportunity to show y'all how big of a beast she has grown. And I'm showing y'all from this perspective because I don't like moving her because she doesn't like being moved. And the last time I took a chance to show y'all when that was in the sunroom, she kind of like took a little hit. So I don't want to move her at all, man, because she is just fitting it key. But guys, look. She is growing. One thing that I have done here, and I want to show y'all, see this grow bulb thing? I found it at the dollar store. This is my first time actually trying this. I said, it's just $1.25. Let me try it and see. But she's been liking it. So I went back and I brought a couple of more for my more thirstier plants. But y'all let me know. The only thing is she doesn't have, even though she's getting a lot of light, as y'all can see, because this plant loves a lot of light. I would categorize her as needing bright indirect light, which is why she's literally across from my Sansi light. The only thing is she doesn't really have like, if you look at the leaves, not that subtle variegation on the leaf. And maybe it's genetics, I think, in regards to this one. The first one that I had that I killed had that. And so I'm kind of missing that a little bit, but it's okay. I love her anyway. Okay, guys, so we're here on my kitchen window ledge. And I wanted to point out these two plants. This one right here, this string of pickles, I'm sick of her, you guys. I've tried all I can to kind of like make her happy. She was doing so good for a whole year and a half, and then she started doing this. And I realized that she wasn't, I don't know, the soil was rock hard, and I took her out of the soil, I rinsed the roots off, I put her in water, I got her roots back healthy again, and I put her in here, in this little, you know, clear plastic pot, and I put her back, and she went right back to doing this. And you know, honestly, you guys, I'm just so done with the string of anything right now at this point in time. This right here was just a baby specimen of my one of the syngoniums that I broke off. It's still beautiful, but I don't know. I feel like I need a more noteworthy plant to sit here to get this prime conditions. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. And I'm gonna show y'all this. Is my Hoya bilobata, and I'm getting happy with her because she's finally starting to take off somewhat as far as growth here. I didn't want to put her outside. Some of my Hoyas, you know, I just like keeping them inside. The ones that I feel like may not do well in the heat, and she is one of them. So I'm not quite sure. I don't feel confident putting her outside. And honestly, you guys, you see this macrame hanger I have her in, right? I don't even want the headache of even trying to take her out, honestly. Because, I mean, but look. The leaves are gorgeous. Gorgeous. I love this plant. I want to show y'all my homemade creation is still hanging in there. The plants in there are still doing fine. I just put this air plant in here because I think it's dying off, you guys. Me and Tislandia don't do well. The only one that's been chilling and hanging out with me is this beautiful baby right here that's, you know, growing wild. But I don't know. I don't think my care, you know, you think it's such an easy plant, but then you find out, it ain't that easy, you know. So, but anyway, but look at my Hoya Rosita. She is hanging. But I'm so glad I made this wall plaque, you guys. I also have this listed in my videos too, you guys, if you want to check it out. For those of you who love DIY projects, I encourage you, I applaud you to actually check it out. It's beautiful. So now we're finally, I have to clean up this big pot that I'm about to break my neck off of. But anyway, now we're finally in my sunroom, and I don't think I shared with you this right here. These were some, I decided to use this side, and I already had these shelves I brought years ago. I had them packed away and never even got to them when I brought the house. But anyway, I think I was looking for something. You know how you look for something and you find something else in the midst of you looking for something? And that's what this case was. And I said, oh, I got an idea. So cool, the color kind of matched. And I needed more excuses to buy plants, right? That's what I say. But anyway, I wound up putting these two shelves. Now, I'm not even sure if the camera will pick it up, you guys, but I gotta let you know, like I said, good, bad, ugly, and sometimes ridiculous, depending on what it is. But I had such a hard time getting the nail and making sure that this was level. This one is not level, and the OCD in me is bothering me. But also, too, the rationality of me is fighting with the OCD side of me. Rationality is saying, Pam, it took you a minute to get it up here because you really needed another hand, which you didn't have. So there's no need for you to fumble around with it. If it's not broke, don't fix it. But then the OCD in me is saying, Pam, it's not straight. Fix it. But I'm battling with myself, but I'm learning to leave it alone because it's going to be what it's going to be, right? And also, too, my rationality is when whatever plan I decide, because I'm not quite sure if this is going to be the final look of everything, but whatever plan I decide to put right here, if it starts trailing, somebody come in here, they're not going to be worrying about, oh my gosh, move that plant out of the way because the shelf is straight. But I don't know, you guys. In my mind, that's what I'm seeing. So, that's how I feel about me sometimes. Like, what? But anyway, I don't have, let's see, I just have my Rhaphidophora tetrasperma, which is, this plant is, this is all I have left. All I have left, you guys, of her. And I don't know. We were vibing until when we weren't. And I don't know where we went wrong. Where did I go wrong? Let me know. I mean, you're letting me know plenty that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to do because you're dying on me, right? Because you was way bigger and beautiful and taller, and now you want to be down to this. So, I don't know. You know, I got to have these conversations with my plant. So this, yeah, Rhaphidophora tetrasperma is what I have here. I have a Hoya sigillatus right here. This right here is cuttings, and as you can see if I can pull it out. This needs to be, it's well rooted in there. Oh man, yeah. The leaves is yellow. I have a yellow leaf. It's also a crispy leaf. I think this was like my cutting from my Snow Queen and my Pothos Enjoy in here. This is the newest leaf that popped up. But this leaf is yellow, so I need to pull it off. And I probably need to do some more propagations because I don't like that balding look on the top, honestly, you guys. Down here is just my regular in the middle. I actually had, put this right here. She was actually in my bedroom, and I decided to bring her in here once I put these shelves up. And I just have her in a clear cup. And I got it in this thing, which I got from like a thrift shop for $1. And I just, as you can see, it's not much going on with her. My little clippings of my Brazil. But she cute. What you think? I think she's cute. This right here, what's the name of this? My Epiprimnum pinnatum marble. She's such a beautiful plant. And y'all probably was with me when I did either, I can't remember if it was an unboxing or a plant haul video where I showed you guys. And I think since I've shown you this plant, an extra leaf came in. It might have been this one that actually unfurled, you guys. But God darn it, look at that. So of course she definitely, because of the beauty, she definitely deserved to be right here. And I think she must be a mid-cut with all this fenestration going on. But look at that. This is beautiful. So honestly, you guys, I was going around my house actually counting the trailing plants that, the climbing plants that I have. And I had about like 7 or 8. And honestly, I don't think I want any more climbing up, if that makes sense. Because, I don't know. I'm having, as I go along my plant journey, I'm coming across different ideas, different feels, different vibes. It's changing like every quarter to every year or something like that. And I don't know. I don't want it. I want the jungle vibe, but at the same time, I don't want it to look like almost like a scientific experiment in my house, if that makes sense. Yeah, I don't know. And then also too, I'm being mindful of my family in this house, their space, and I can't intrude on that with my hobbies and my joy. Now, if I lived alone, or if I was a billionaire and had a whole house, separate house where I could actually put plants in every room, I'd do whatever the heck I want and wild and free. But I'm trying to be a little bit more controlled with my decision when it comes to that. Anyway, what else did I want to show you? Oh, this is, what are you? Oh, you know what, guys? I'm looking at this plant, and I don't remember showing you this plant. I know I have been doing some unboxings because I may order like a plant or something like that. And in my mind, I'm like, I don't want to do a whole video just to, I don't know, unwrap one plant. And then sometimes it depends on the time that I get the plants. Like if I had a hard day at work, guys, I'm not going to lie. If I had a bad day at work, or if I'm tired or whatever the case is, and I get the plant delivered, I don't feel like setting up. There's a lot to do when it comes time to do the unboxings. And sometimes I just don't have the energy in me to do it, depending on when I get the plant. But depending on the time and everything, it kind of helps me, I guess, decide how I want to showcase or show you guys these plants. So I do apologize for being a little bit human. But bear with me. But anyway, this is my Hoya UT073, and I think this is a 2-inch. No, this is a 3-inch planter. As you can see, I got it from Gabriella Plants. Did I? Yeah, I did. And this right here, you guys, I got this from the dollar store. I think a Dollar Tree. They were a pack of 4 for $1.25. And believe it or not, it's not, look. I'm trying to squeeze it. It's really hard for me to squeeze. So it's a very good quality. And I just wanted to share that with you. I couldn't believe it. I thought it was a steal. But yeah. Anyway, I just plopped it in here as a cash pole. One of the things that I'm learning from me being a ever doing plant collector is I try to put my plants in a situation where I don't have to move them a lot. So I try to sit them in place so all I have to do is just water and go. Hence why you see trays under here, trays under here. They're actually in cash poles. Now this right here is okay because anyway. And yeah, and little vessels so that I can just water and go. Now some of my plants, of course, y'all see me. I'll spray them down. Perhaps maybe I may even put them in my bathroom from time to time. Or for the most part, I'm using my kitchen sink where I'm using my overhead sprayer and I'm spraying them down and giving them water. More focus, I would say, on my Hoyas and probably my alocasias because I try to stay up on my pest management with those plants. And speaking of that, now we're going to come down back to my regular spot. And then I get to show you some other interesting things, so hang tight. Okay, so I have a lot of growth updates to share with you guys. But before I go into that, I wanted to show you 2 things real quick. Y'all see I moved my Philodendron Not So Pink Princess here. And she is loving life. I don't even know if the camera, y'all see that? Can't even see my hand, you see that? And you know what trips me out about this plant when I look at it? I was just looking at it the other day and I said, dang, it kind of like remind me. I wonder if it's that black cherry one. Y'all know what I'm talking about in regards to that? Or is that one in the same plant and they just changed the name because of the leaf being darker? Because that's what I'm thinking, black cherry. But what I decided to do, because honestly, you guys, I am not good with these moss poles. I'm not good with it at all. I'm not doing what is required of me to get the results that I need. Now, these leaves are sizing up, but I am not on it as vigorously with keeping this moss pole moist. And so I am making a decision to go ahead and chop it, you guys. I'm going to chop it, but before I do so, I am air layering it. So I am doing some air layering. You probably, I don't know if you can see it, because this plant is just getting too big now to move, but right here, I don't know if y'all can see it or not, but it's been in this moss, oh, still wet. It's been in this moss for a couple of weeks, but when I start seeing the roots actually wrap around in this cup, then I will probably cut it, and I'm going to put it back in soil and start it from these big leaves on up, because I don't think I want it to be any taller than at least my height. No, really no taller than that, to be honest with you guys. So yeah, I'll probably keep you guys updated with her. I just know it's going to take some time. Another thing that I wanted to show you really quick is my philodendron jungle boogie. You know, I had put this on my series that I was doing the plant triage, and hey, that is still going if anybody is interested in actually coming along. So basically, the concept of that series is for you guys to send me a photo or two of a plant that you're struggling with and give me as much information as possible. And to do so, you just send me a message on my Instagram page, and you send me at least as many photos as you want, but of no more than 2 plants that may be ailing. You can let me know your name, location, how you're growing it, you know, what direction you're growing it, what's, you know, sun, as much information as possible, you know, your watering habits, anything that you want to share as far as what you did. And what I'll do is I will present it. I'll give you my feedback, and it's an open conversation for this beautiful plant community to help one another solve some of our ailing plants, and hopefully with the goal of making sure that it's happy, healthy, and thriving, right? So I'm just giving you all that because I don't think I've done one in a while, but I'm not quite sure if any of you guys even know that that is something that's in existing. It's still ongoing, but it's only contingent upon who's willing to participate. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to any of you guys, and we can work together to help diagnose your plants. But anyway, that was this jungle boogie was on one of them because I shared with you guys the struggle that I was having. And it's not really about growing it. Growing it is not the problem. It's more of an, I guess, an aesthetic problem for myself. And I guess it's a me problem, not the plant problem, because it doesn't seem to be any type of a pest issue. The issue isn't spreading. I know it can be common amongst philodendron, but I just want to show you, even after I did all the things that I came across after research, the spot on the leaf still came back. I mean, even after the CalMag and the neem oil and pest treatments and things like that. So I'm just coming to find out that maybe this plant is just going to be the way that it's going to be. So I'm not really happy with the way that it looks, because I've seen jungle boogies looking spot free, and I mean I've even cutting it back. You know, it's lost a lot of leaves because I cut it back. I thought maybe cutting it back would stop it from doing that as well. So I've tried multiple things. I really have. But it's no solving this. So I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this plant. I'm just not loving, I'm just not loving the dots on here. you know, I'm not loving it at all. So I don't know if I should, and it's a shame because it's growing nicely, right? And I wouldn't feel comfortable even giving this plant to somebody because, like I said, I try my best to treat people the way I want to be treated, and I don't think I would want a plant that doesn't look aesthetically pleasing unless I say, hey, you know what, give it to me, I want to give it a try. That's a different type of situation scenario, right? But it's really nothing wrong with the plant. The plant is growing fine. So I have mixed feelings about this plant. I don't know. Y'all can let me know what would y'all do. I don't want to throw away a perfectly healthy plant if I don't have to. You know what I mean? And she is growing. Like I said, I can't gift this plant to anybody because, and I couldn't even sell it. I don't even think anybody would want to buy it. But yeah, so I don't know. I'm like in limbo with this plant. So, you know, any suggestions you guys can recommend, I would greatly appreciate it. And on top of that, she's not even affecting any of my other plants. So, you know, I think it's just a me problem. I just don't like those dots bother me. It really does. Bothers me a lot. But anyway, moving on. Speaking of moss poles, you guys, I told you I am not good with it, but still in my crazy way of thinking, I said, you know what, I want to put these two plants on moss pole. I'm trying to challenge myself to see if I'm gonna be a little bit more diligent with making sure that they stay moist and things of that nature. Now, this right here is the Monstera elbow. They say put them up early, right? So this is the latest leaf, you guys, that grew. Look at that. Now, granted, it's not as big as these other two, and I think these was mid cuttings that I purchased. This was a bare root. It didn't have any roots or anything like that, so I'm super proud. And I knew that potentially when the leaf came out that it could be small because I know a lot of the energy that the plant was given was focusing on its root system. And I think I shared this with y'all before, but y'all see the roots in there? Look at that. She is going wild. So, considering she had no roots, I'm satisfied with what I'm seeing. And so, I probably need to, yeah, and I will do that probably off camera because I don't have any sphagnum available here. I probably would have to go in the crawl space. I know I need to top it up. I think I filled it up, and then I was too lazy, you guys, I think, to go back downstairs and get some more. But, yeah, I need to top it up. And she's still kind of moist. I just got to be on top of it, you guys. And I figured, let me start with these two plant babies because, let me just see. I don't know, but wish me well with that. It just takes a lot of time, you guys. I just don't, I'm only one person. I don't have the time. But sometimes, like I said, with stuff you love, you got to make the time, right? Now, my Monstera Thai Constellation, I did put her on a pole too. And I repotted her. I put her in this one. And she's okay. Which one was it? Actually, this was, I think this was the latest leaf. Now, in the midst of, this one has a fenestration as well as this one. It's still very juvenile form. Now, mind you, in total, I've probably lost, I say 3 leaves off of this plant. So, I have her still in a very chunky mix. This moss pole kind of needs water. It's not dry, but it's not moist either. So, I don't know what to expect from this. I moved her because she was on my table underneath my Sansi light. But since I put this on here, I didn't really want this on my table. It's over there. So, I moved her over here where she's just relying solely on the outdoor light. And I think she's in a sweet spot because, like I said, y'all know in my back I have this huge tree that does some blocking of the sun. So she's getting that dampened light, but I am super excited. I know the key is to be patient with her and also to watch my watering with her. Make sure she is completely dried out, and keep in mind that she is a very sensitive and could possibly, run into root rot. So be mindful of that. Now I'm going to show you some Hoyas. Now, I have two Hoyas right here, which is one and the same, but I'm actually looking around. There's a couple of more things I think I wanted to show y'all as far as that. But anyway, it's Wilbur Graves time, you guys. This is my first Wilbur Graves that I brought. It's starting to finally get a little root out of the pot. And I got this from Plant the Studio last year sometime. And I don't know. I hope you see this. A peduncle. So, and I was so, excited to see it. But I think she kind of formed and then she blasted off. But I'll take that because this is just the beginning stages. So hopefully she will go through that process of whatever sometimes Hoyas do, and then eventually, boom, she'll give me a bloom or something. So I'm super excited to see her do that. But she is a beautiful specimen. Now, my other Wilbur Graves, which I actually, this thing is top heavy, it's going to have to lay, which I kind of like more because the leaves are darker. And the variegation is stunning. But guys, look at the leaf. So I'm so happy this right here was not here. When I got the plant, it didn't have this stem at all, let alone these leaves. And look at the leaves, you guys. Would you look at that? And I mean, she is just going. And I got her on the clear shelf, hanging right here by the window, and she is loving it. Look at that. Alright, look at that. So I've been debating on, I don't know, whether or not if I should trellis her or let her hang. I'm really on the fence, you guys. But right now, I'm just going to let her do her thing. But guys, look at that. I love it. It's so much, and I'm going to show y'all the comparison too. She's just so much darker than this one. I don't know why. It's weird. You see I think she's darker. I don't know if the camera is actually picking it up for you guys, but there's a clear distinct, this is at least a shade darker than this one. And I don't know if it's because of all the, I don't know. But you know me, I love those dark and rich green Hoyas. It's something so beautiful and sexy to me about them. I just love them so much. So I'm going to show y'all a couple of other things before we wrap it up. So bear with me, I got to get them, okay? Okay guys, so really quick, my camera angle has totally changed a little bit. And the reason why is because I was so abruptly ending the video. There was two important updates that I wanted to show, and it totally slipped my mind. So I'm doing it now. The first one was when we was in the living room. I just did an overview of the little terrarium that I have, and I have it right here, and I wanted to give you guys a close-up look to actually see what's going on in there. And then I have another update that I'm about to share with you. So let me show this first. About to show y'all something. For those of you who've been following me along this plant journey, you probably will guess, but look, you guys, you're like, what is this? This is my Cardi Road Syngonium, you guys. If you remember, I had that thing climbing up. And I think I took a picture of it before I finally did what I did. And I'll show it to you so you can see what it looked like. And this is what I have left, you guys. I started the plant over. Reason why is because I wasn't liking the way that it was looking. It was growing up, but something happened with the plant where it was taking almost a turn for the worse. I noticed that it was getting a lot of yellowing leaves going on, and it was, I think, extremely root bound. So I think I was not giving it enough water. And anyway, a lot of roots were yellow, and I did not like, it was a lot of gaps, a lot of vines and then leaf, vine, then leaf. And so I said, you know what? I did it once, I can do it again. And so I kind of like chopped it all up. And this was the latest leaf too, you guys. It was sizing up nicely. And so I got it propagating right now in this little, I don't know what to call this. This was something I found at Michael's, and I just thought it was so cute. It's not wide enough at the top for an actual plant to go in here, but it's perfect for propagations, and it just looks so adorable in here. And so right now I'm just pretty much going to try to root it, and I separated it actually. So I have another group that's just in a traditional clear glass, like olive jar or something that I had, and then I have this in here. So when they both root up, I'm just going to go ahead and repot it up and start over. I'm not 100% sure if I want to go ahead and put like the sphagnum, the moss pole back up, or if I'm going to allow it to trail. I just got to go with whatever feeling and I'm feeling. That's pretty much how I've been handling everything when it comes to my plant babies along this plant journey. So yeah, well, I mean, we'll see, right? So now, you guys, I want to take you down, and I'm going to go inside this terrarium and explain to you what's going on. Now, honestly, you guys, if you was here with me when I showed you how to initially create this beautiful terrarium that I did, this thing is dirty too. I'm over here wiping it. I'm going to have to clean the top. It is really, that's bothering me. But anyway, this got to be my third round of different plants in here. I put like a little baby fern initially and things like that, and it did not do well. It didn't survive. I underestimated it. I don't think I was giving it enough light, and I don't know. It just met a demise quickly, and so I just kept sticking with it. And the plants that I have in here now are doing phenomenal job. I just took a whole bunch of different like rooted cuttings that I had, and I put in here. Now granted, some of the plants that you're going to see in here probably have no business being in here because of the vigorous way that they grow, but you know, I just put it in here. I like what is going on so far, so hopefully it'll take over this entire terrarium. But I'm going to bring you down so you can see a little bit closer. Okay, so I have it sitting here so y'all can get a clearer view of what I got going on. There's really nothing major on this side. I just have more or less like little decorations going on, and those decorations was just basic decorations that I received, that I got from the dollar store, along with these rock pebbles that I had for years. And then in the back is, you see the little blue stones and things. I think that was something that I got from Michael's years ago. Have a bag of it, didn't quite know exactly what to do with it, but I created this little thing. It gives it like a whimsical vibe to me. But let's take a look and see the plants that I actually have growing in here. Let me see. So first off, let's start right here. These are just, what you see right there is little peperomia petals. I don't know if I moved a plant at one point in time and I had a whole lot of little pebbles. I was going to actually throw it in the trash, but I just thought this would be a good opportunity to, you know, put it in a terrarium. And look, you guys, I think that may be a root from one of the peperomias. Let's take a look and see. I don't know. Maybe a little rooted in there. They've been in there for a while. This plant right here, this is another, peperomia. I'm not quite sure of the species variety type, but as you can see, it is growing very nicely in here. That could also be the root. And I just have it like sticking in, and it has, you see the little white pebbles. Now this is actually right here, this is a Cebu blue cutting that I put in there, and she's doing fine. Back here, you see this leaf right here is just a regular green heart philodendron. But the real live plant, which I think I was crazy for doing, you guys, is this right here. I'm gonna let her peek out. She is, woo. Okay, whoa. Okay. This is actually my my Monstera Stanleyana, the variegated. Guys, but look at that. It gave me, sorry about my terrible looking fingernails, but it gave me that all white leaf. Isn't that something? And okay, well this is something too. Ain't this something? Dead leaf. Remember, real plant, parent situation. Okay, and there is a stick, and I'm gonna see if I could take it out. Honestly, you guys, it's actually a couple, two. I threw it in here. I don't even know what, I don't even remember what this was. It's something. And we'll find out what the heck it is when they open up the thing. Honestly, you guys, I said, ooh, I saw a little bit of growth point, honestly, and it's not even, I said, I'm just throwing the sucker in there and let's just see. You know, but it is rooting very well. If you want to take a look. It's getting some roots. Oh, look. See the little new growth that's popping up right there? I don't know if that's from the Stanleyana or the beautiful peperomia that I have there, but it is doing well. And I don't know. So I spray this. I've been trying to make sure I stay on top of spraying it. I use my little mist spray, but honestly, you guys, I use a mist spray and sometimes I use my little pump bottle, and I think I need to do it right now. Kind of hard. This is gonna be fun trying to do it on camera. See, and hold the camera at the same time. And what I try to do, more or less, I'm just more or less spraying it like as if it's gonna be raining in a rainfall type of thing. Just make sure I wet the. It's just a little bit of spritz. I think I need to probably do it better from this angle. And usually, like I said, I have my little spritz thing where I could just spray and it'll spray for a long period of time. At least spray it until like maybe the first inch of the soil actually gets a little bit wet. And I don't know, maybe I'll do it again, but you see how it's gotten a little wet? And let's see. I may have to get back in there, but and I can do the rest of that off camera, but y'all get the gist. And let me see. I think that's it. So I have just 1, 2, 3, 5 different varieties of plants. And I know eventually, you guys, that this Monstera will have to come out of there. And it's rooted in there real well. You see that new growth point as well? It's rooted in here, you guys. And so, and it's also, you see the aerial roots right there. So this thing is going to be a beast, but it loves living in here. And a new growth point right here as well. So I don't know, I'm just going to let it do what nature does and let it take over this thing and see where it goes. And then I guess I'll have to take it out and find a new home. But I gotta say, this is my first time getting a whole white leaf. That's interesting, even though I know it's not going to keep. Still kind of cool to watch. Okay, so now I'm back, you guys. So really quick, this one, I'm sick of this string of something too. This is my Peperomia Ruby Cascade, and she's seen better days. I don't like the way her leaves look. She looks very bleached in color. I know that's my fault to have her too close to the light. But then again, I don't know, because my last one, it kept its color regardless to how close I had it to the light. So it's just so weird to me. I don't like the way that it's looking. It looks like it's sick. And, I mean, she's hanging in there. And I'm more or less just letting her hang there until she hangs on off and hang on out of my life. Because I've had all I can take of this. And I think when she dies, which she will, because no matter what I try to do, it doesn't satisfy her, I won't buy another one, and that'll be my second time actually buying the plant. And I'm into the, I don't know, 3 strikes you're out type of thing. I don't know if I'm not giving her enough water, giving her too much water, sprayed her, gave her pest treatments even though I didn't see anything. So I really don't know what the heck is going on with her. I just know that I'm sick of her. So, say a prayer for this, because this may be her last time on camera for you guys, because I'm sick of her and I'm quite sure she's sick of me. So she goes down on the ground. And the next one is right here. My Scindapsus Trubii Dark Form. Scindapsus, for me and my collection, is traditionally an easy to take care for plant. Not so true with this Trubii Dark Form, and I've also been having problems with my Silver Cloud. And I've done both the same. I have her in leca, and as you can see, her root system seems to be fine, but her leaves are still turning yellow. I'm sick of her too. I really am. Like, almost be wanting to be like, ugh! You ever feel like doing that to one of your plants? Just go, ah! Just chuck that sucker right on out. But yeah, and I can't give up on it, because look, it's just such a beautiful plant. But all her leaves is turning yellow, and I don't know what the heck. Why? And so I'm not really feeling her anymore, but it is what it is, right? So now, moving here. This is my beautiful Begonia Rex, you guys. I potted her up. I had to, because she was becoming a little bit too thirsty, and I was watering her way more too often than I should have, and I knew it was time to pot her up. Plus, she was practically roots growing, falling out of the pot, so I decided to go ahead and up pot her, and that way I can water her and she can stay moist for a long period of time. But in the midst of me doing that, and I know she has to get acclimated a little bit, I thought we was in a safe zone, because okay, we're in the growing season, yada yada yada. But I've been losing some leaves, have been getting mushy, and I've been cutting it off. So she's looking okay. She's not as good looking as she once was, I think, in my personal opinion. Still a beautiful plant. Still hanging in there, because she is one of my favorite plants. And I've had her ever since I brought her in a 2-inch to 3-inch planter about 2 years ago. So, yeah. I'm trying to nurse her back to health. She looks a little sad, but she's not even, soil is not even dry. So, yeah, I don't know. Let's just say a prayer for this one, and hopefully she'll bounce back. My next couple of plants, let me show you this. This one is my Hoya Black Curve. She is just growing wild, you guys. I up potted her. I initially had her in the window, you guys, if you remember. But now, I had her in the window, but now she's sitting over there, and she's right here. Look at that. Her thing has wound it up against itself. But look at the trail, you guys. Super fast grower. Hoya Black Curve. Love her to death. My other plant that seems to be growing is my Hoya Verticulatus, the heartleaf Hoya. I'm happy to report she's finally giving me a leaf right here. She only had these 2, and she decided to grow this leaf along with a tendril, so hopefully I'm expecting some good growth. Another one is my Hoya Splash Vietnam, you guys. This was also a 2-leafer, and now she's giving me this leaf and this leaf right here, along with this tendril. Look at that. She is so pretty, right? And then my last plant of the day, you guys, thank you so much for hanging in there, is my Syngonium Frosted Heart. Guys, look, this is the last leaf. So freaking pretty. I am like, what? So, and she's got a new growth right here. So she is really doing a comeback. We've come a long way. Oh, look, and then look. Ooh, darn it. Roots coming out of the bottom. So that's pretty exciting. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys. So thank you so much for coming along for the ride with the updates. If you hung in there with me, you know, give me a big thumbs up letting me know that you're supporting me. And yeah, that pretty much ends this video, you guys. So keep in mind, if you love foliage as much as I do and you love listening to planty things, definitely subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to push those thumbs up. Enjoy your day wherever you are in the world. And until next time, guys, much love. Bye.